Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to get into this holiday glam look, so let's get started. Today on my brows, I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil in dark brown. I had a lot of trouble doing my brows this time, so a lot of the cleanup I did off camera. So to create my perfect brow, I start like in the middle of my brow and just carve out my arch. Because I have a full brow, it may not be a thick one, but it is a full brow. I just really concentrate on the tail end of it. I'm using the lightest color in the ABH contour kit in Deep. I found this at TJ Maxx for $20, so compared to the retail price of $40, it was a great steal. And I'm blending that concealer out with the Real Technique setting brush. And the color that I'm using on top of my brow is the third color in the ABH contour kit. It's pretty much my exact skin tone, just a little deeper. So the eyeshadow primer that I use is the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion. Now my favorite palette of all times is the Tarte In Bloom palette. So my first transition color will be the Sweetheart color in the palette. It's a light pink, and it's perfect for a transition, for a super lighter transition color. The second one I'll be using is Rebel. This is my favorite transition color of all time. I will probably use it in every single one of my videos just because it's the perfect neutral, the perfect brown. My last transition color will be Leader from the palette. It is a red brown. It's super good for deepening your crease. And the blending brushes that I'm using are from Jessup and Sigma and BH Cosmetics. To carve out my cut crease, I'm using the color Sketch from MAC and a shader brush, which is like an e.l.f. shader brush. Creating a cut crease can be a little difficult if you have hooded lids or if you have folds in your lids like I do. So I would just suggest just to find where you would like your crease to be and just kind of roll with that. Now to blend out the harsh edges of this cut crease or this line that I just created, I'm dipping back into the Leader shade and I'm blending it out with a tapered Sigma blending brush. Back into my Jessup blending brush, I'm in the color Rebel just to continue to blend that out so I can get that ombre effect. And my favorite blending brush of all time is the BH Cosmetic brush back into that Sweetheart color. So to carve out that crease or to create that lid space, I'm using the concealer out of the ABH Contour Kit, the lightest color again, the same color I used for my brow bone. So the matte color I'm using on the lid is Flower Child, also in the Tarte In Bloom palette. So surprisingly, I was able to capture a wing liner on camera. Wing liner can be your best friend or your enemy. So today it was my friend, so that's good. I'm using the NYC liquid liner. Now, to carve out my glitter cut crease, I'm using a glitter liner that I just got from the beauty supply store, probably J-Cat's. Now, the House of Lashes lashes that I'm using, they're called Boudoir, and they are from their premium collection, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I got to cancel out that under eye with the MAC Peach Luster Corrector. The foundation that I'm using in my holy grail right now is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Enriched Caramel and Sandalwood Mix. Double Wear is a really great foundation for people that have oily skin because it is oil-free, transfer-proof, and it lasts 15 hours. I choose to mix my foundations a lot because I realize that by the time you use your correct skin color and you highlight your face, you kind of seem to look a shade lighter, and I don't like that. So I like to stay true to my true shade by kind of mixing a color to even out that skin tone. And this is the Medium Deep Flawless Double Wear Concealer. I'm using the contour brush from Real Techniques to blend it out. And I rather use this brush than a beauty blender because my beauty blender tends to pick up product, and that's something that I'm not trying to do with my under eye concealer. Back into the ABH contour kit, I'm using the first dark shade to carve out my face and to snatch my nose, which I typically don't do, but for the extraness of YouTube, I chose to do it. And make sure when you're using any type of contour color that you blend it out because it can be seen if it is not blended out. So take your time. So to set my highlighted areas, I'm using the Sasha Buttercup powder in that contour brush. I usually would use a wedge, but it fell on the floor and I was far too lazy to pick it up. So to further carve out my cheekbones, I'm using the Ebony Bronze Bronzer from CoverGirl. It's in the Queen collection and you can find it like at Walmart or Dollar General. The blush I'm using is Bonnie and Clyde from Kat Von D. So to set my entire face, I'm using the Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC in Dark Deep. So you can find this highlight from ColourPop for about $8. I've ordered 2 of those within the past year. So I absolutely love it, and it's very inexpensive and creamy. I'm going to go on top of that highlighter with Makeup Revolution Rockin' World Bronzer. This lip liner is just a purple or plum lip liner from NYX Cosmetics. And this liquid matte lipstick from ColourPop. It's Rouge from the Karuchi collection, or the Karuchi collaboration. So before I realized it, I was changing clothes and realized I did not have on any eyeliner. So I'm using the LA Girl Cream Gel Liner in black. I got it from iKate House because they don't sell it in the beauty supply store anymore. So back into that Tarte in the Bloom palette to further smoke out my under eye, I'm using the Rebel color. And we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you use this tutorial to slay at your holiday party. Don't forget to thumb up and subscribe. See you next time. Yeah, yeah, oh, oh.